So I was told that this is going to be an interactive session, and there are going to be questions. Is that right? Or do you all have questions? Hamsadvani I played when I wanted you all to feel happy, remember? Little bit more. Only questions, no requests. Unless it is Harry Potter. Any other questions? I did a series on all of that. It's called Kapo Carnatic Fun Series. You can check it out. I played all of that, Game of Thrones, James Bond, Pink Panther, you name it, the whole thing, and connected it to different ragas. Even few release, I think. Did an entire series on all of this.
Yeah. What's the difference between Saraswati, Veena and Sitar?
I need to know who's asking this.
It's me here.
Namaste, sir. So, Saraswati Veena is completely an origin from India. Many years later, we had the Persian and Afghan invasions, and then we got a few instruments like sitar, sarod, sarangi. All these instruments were adapted into the Indian group of classical instruments. Sitar is basically, as you can see, played like this vertically. Some of the Veena players used to play it like this, but mainly Veena is played like this. We have frets that are made of, this black ledge. It is completely made out of wax, honeybee's wax. Sitar has frets that can be moved. It's tied and it can be moved. The frets in this cannot be moved. And then the right hand technique, we pluck only in one direction. Sitar, because you have a position like this, you can pluck in two directions. These are only a few differences. Playing techniques, the string tuning, octave, all this is different. But sympathetic strings. Sitar has sympathetic strings. You have a whole lot of strings under which you have to tune to that particular raga. Whereas in Veena, 4 main strings and 3 strings on the side. That's the main difference, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Ma'am, this instrument looks like a guitar only. And in the guitar, they have 2 different methods of playing. One is strumming and one is plucking. But I have never seen somebody strumming on the Veena. So how does that sound? Or why don't people do that?
Why don't people do that on the guitar?
Yeah, no, not on the guitar. Veena.
What kind of strumming?
I mean, you all the music that you produced only through plucking.
Plucking, huh?
Yeah, but you could do the strumming also, right?
Can I answer that question?
Please.
Every instrument comes from a different tradition, and guitar is taken from the folkloric tradition of Europe, and it's mostly not a solo instrument as such when it was built. It was mostly accompanying instrument for the song, and it was mostly played for the chord sections. It has like 5 strings, and we can play this chord progressions, right? That was the basic usage of guitar, and then they adapted it into soloing. But Veena was essentially a solo instrument, so it was not an accompanying instrument, it was a solo instrument. And we
Hello ma'am. Why only few permutations and combinations result in ragas is number one question. And second thing, I would like to know how the Veena speaks actually in words. You know, we can hear the lyrics itself when you are playing. Could you kindly show us few techniques that you use when you play?
What was the first question?
You said ragas are permutations and combinations of swaras, isn't it?
Right.
Why only few combinations result in a raga? There can be several further combinations also. Why there are restrictions?
Let us say I make a word with A, Q, Z, X, V. Is that a word? No. So why only certain combinations of alphabets result in words?
Maybe men designed it that way. That's what I feel. I think it's a restriction.
Maybe God's designed it this way.
So what if I take other combinations?
Well,
Will it not, like you are trying to improvise on the raga, isn't
correct.
it? So
I understand. So I'll tell you a scientific explanation to what you're asking. Ragas can be of 4 notes, 5 notes, 6 or totally all 7 notes, right? In a particular pattern, when it combines, there is a frequency, when the next note comes, it has to be higher than the previous frequency. And only when it is in a certain order, it creates a melodic pattern. Otherwise, it's just a combination of notes. A random combination of notes cannot become a raga. A combination of notes in a particular order, creating a particular mood or a theme or a meaning, only then it becomes a raga. So there are millions of ragas, but only a few ragas have attained popularity or have, there are songs in those ragas. There are many ragams which are created like this through combinations, permutation and combination. But only those that have actually had a melodic value or an emotional value have been taken, and songs have been composed on those ragas, and they have lived through so many generations.
It's like you say, I want to make biryani, and you have rice and vegetables. But then your friend says, no, take out rice, I'll give you wheat flour, then make biryani. You cannot make biryani then.
I can clearly see that Pramadji is hungry. Yeah, for the second part, you said, how can you make the Veena speak? So, this is the mind and this is the speech. So, you can do, just let us hear some thoughts, okay, without speech. Now I'm going to speak. So, when the strumming comes, the clarity or the length of that stroke, when I say articulation, like, let us say, let's take 2 words like come here, okay? So, can you say come here in different ways?
Come here. Please come here. Come here, Pa. Please come here, Pa. Angry. Come here.
How do you create emotion like come here, come here, come here? You know, there are different emotions in saying that. So those emotions are translated through the right hand, through the plucking, through the loudness, through the dynamics, through the length or the, you know, how short or how long that pluck is. That's how you make it speak. And I think with that, are we ready to conclude?
Sir?
One more composition? Shall we conclude with one composition in Ragam Bihar? You're all ready or?